You may have heard earlier in our newscast, the EMA and WASA continue to search for the source of the contamination of the water system at the Caroni Water Treatment Plant. This after hundreds of people complained of tasting or smelling diesel in their water. But how does the hydrocarbon break down in the system? Roger Dwarika explored the science behind the water crisis with one of the country's few environmental toxicologists.
We're here at the University of the West Indies, and I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Dr. Azad Mohammed. He's a toxicologist. We have brought a sample of diesel, and he's going to explain the properties and how diesel works or not with water. Professor.
So, you're going to take this off. If you take a smell, a whiff of that, that's what diesel smells like.
Yeah.
Right. Clean water, nothing in it. Right. So, if we take a few drops of this and just put it in there, you see that nice thin oily film that forms. That's essentially what happens, right? Right? You really can't see it so much in the water. Right. Once you start mixing, however, once you start stirring this thing up, put a bit more, you really don't see anything. Right? So small amounts in water just really doesn't show much.
Right.
So now if you were to take a whiff of that, you can actually probably pick up diesel smell.
Yeah, you can actually smell the strong sense of diesel. It was 2 to 3 drops or so.
Yeah. Right, that's less than 1 part per million or so. Right. And you really can't see anything in there.
Most of the diesel is actually floating on the water. However, it's also spreading. And with a fast-moving river, like that serving the Wassa Caroni Treatment Plant, the hydrocarbon begins breaking down.
So the actual impacts are associated primarily with on the surface. When they start mixing, however, some of that component gets into the water column. Some soluble components, and depending on the degree of mixing, some of the moil itself might be broken up into small droplets, which get suspended in the water column.
Dr. Mohammed also points out it's a small fraction that causes toxicity, and the effect is often larger on the ecosystem, in this case, fish or animals drinking from the contaminated source. Roger Dwarika, C News.